Hello and welcome back to the Fox Strength Performance YouTube channel. I am Taylor Fox and we are back at Power Build Warrington. This is going to be a deadlift session today, and it's the second week of my return to Strongman, so I'm pretty excited to continue with this program. We're starting with some jumps with the transformer bar into high pulls with the axle. So these were kind of set up as separate movements, but I was like, it's pretty fun to kind of combine them, and it's a little bit of a neat contrast set at the same time. So doing the jumps to kind of get that explosive power going, everything excited, and then more of the specific movement that I'm training for Strongman being the axle, move into that for that kind of movement that's still explosive, but more the thing that I'm trying to perform well on that's actually going to carry over to my sport. So I like doing these, and it's kind of adapted from something I do with I'll do like 3 high pulls into one normal like continental clean, pull it to my belly and actually hold it there for like 5 seconds. So that was the original movement that I did in week 1. The reason I didn't do that this week was because I ended up kind of like switching my days around a little bit. So the day before this, I had done a bunch of stuff with log in the garage, and then a bunch of stuff with clean and press, the barbell, and I felt like my bicep was a little jacked up from that. So to then go and start doing like continental cleans, I didn't feel like it was smart. I felt pretty good with the high pulls though. It was just like, I was like, geez, like after doing all those cleans, getting to the front rack position, pressing, I was like, I'm not going to come back today and then put the bar on my belly again and then cleaning up to a front rack. Like I literally just did that. So I was like, I'll just stick with like trying to get the hips through, extend, get that explosive power. Of course, this bar rolls off the thing at the end and then rolls away from me completely. Bummer. But we did all that just to get into a good state for deadlifts. So got everything moving, feeling pretty good, feeling powerful. And then I'm going to hit these brutally difficult deficit deadlifts, but I really like this deficit. I feel like I get a lot out of it for my deadlift, so I've continued to use it. And I've been pretty consistent with it because Ray has the same mats at the war room, and I did it a bunch there, and then I trained it a bunch here at Power Build, so this is kind of like one of my main movements in the rotation for deadlift. So really just trying to get that leg drive off the floor, but then also stay in a good position for lockout. I feel like I do have like very strong leg drive off the floor. Like the bar definitely jumps my deadlift, but I would say what I mentioned earlier, like the ladder is more important, is that positioning. Like, can I keep a good position as I have that force output through the floor to where I get above my knees and have that solid ability to like extend the hips? Because I think that's where I do get really stuck, is I get the bar moving and then it's like, I think sometimes I'm out of position. Either that's like technical breakdown because of the weight, or technical breakdown because maybe I'm just kind of losing touch with positioning and technique there, and I kind of let it get out of hand. But these have been feeling really, really good. I'm like super happy to be coming off a cut and deadlifting like this, and really haven't been using any equipment. I did put a belt on today as I'm filming this or recording this for squats, but like I really haven't worn a belt for deadlift. I haven't used straps in a while. And I mentioned in another video that was just because I've forgot my gym bag, like moved everything in the garage and then just haven't brought it back out. So it's like I'm rolling to the gym with nothing except the mouthpiece, and let's get a train. But this is 573. Pretty excited about how it's moving. Feel really good about it. And again, it's like, you would hope that this can only get better, like from a beltless deadlift, the hook grip, like really just 2 weeks back into any kind of training like this. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I have some big deadlifts planned in the near future, and then obviously like really big goals, you know, coming up after that. But then we're getting into these floating heel split squats with the SSB. So this is something I've talked about before. This really comes from Cal Dietz, University of Minnesota, but you're raising the heel off the ground on the front foot and trying to hold that position the whole time. So we're really training the arch, that stability in the foot, but then also the drive of the toe into the ground really engages the glute as well. And sometimes it kind of looks like a very high split squat, but what we're actually doing is we're changing the angle, and this is a good look from the side. So we're changing the angle of the joint. So you actually are getting pretty solid like range of motion, like a 90-degree bend, which I would say is good for a split squat. You don't want to like go nuts with it because it kind of defeats the point. Like if I could drop my knee to the ground, but then it's like I'm trying to kind of create that balance between weight and good range of motion. And I think that position right there that you see, like where I am dropping the knee to, is kind of where we want to be. So I feel like this really trains the yoke well, trains farmer's carries well, is a good position for that, is a good position for like lapping implements, and then maybe able to triple extend them. So like a loading series or medley or something like that. Like I feel like this is a very good way to generate power. And in the same way that like Cal talks about it, like athletes on the field being in a functional position and being strong out of that position, like coming off the ball of your foot, be able to explode forward or cut laterally. I think we can take that thinking and like approach over to Strongman with how we kind of train. And that's why I coined this program Chaos Theory, and I do sell it on foxstrengthperformance.com, and I've been kind of retooling it for a program with my clients. I don't actually have anybody on it yet because I think I just want to make sure that it's like in a good state, because it does get a little crazy. It's something, if you're really looking for something outside the box, this would be for you. It's not your traditional training, and I think a lot of people would grab it and be like, okay, like I'm going to be seeing all these movements. Honestly, like the training sessions aren't that long, especially in the beginning. It's more making like the most out of like specific movements and kind of your intent with those. Like this, doing the reverse Nordic is something big in it, or an inverse leg curl. Right now I have both in the rotation for this block, and particularly because I hadn't ever tried these before, and I'm pretty excited that I have, and I feel like I'm getting good hamstring work, and I need a ton of band tension to be able to sort my body weight. But yeah, that's the kind of thing. It's I'm not doing like 15 to 20 movements in a session. I'm not, setting up 1 hour long strongman medleys and going through them with a bunch of different working sets. It's kind of straight and to the point, like you saw with this video. Like we did jumps, we did deadlift, we did the split squats, hamstrings, reverse hypers, and we're done. It took a little bit longer for me because it's like, I worked up to 573. It's like I'm working up to almost 600 pounds on deadlift. So those working sets require more time to load the plates and everything. But then we're going to get into the reverse hypers, which I would say is pretty simple and straightforward. Put on a manageable weight, do a set of 20, do a set of 15, and then do a set of 10. And just making sure getting that good range of motion. I've kind of put a couple of videos together for coaching page. Like this, we want to make sure that we're flexing, extending, drop the head, let the legs come through, the spine should flex, and then you want to extend, really engaging the glutes on the other way, versus there's also a dead stop variation of the reverse hyper where you're just not really swinging and you're just trying to come up. So I feel like a lot of people get the extension in but don't get as much of the flexion, and you really want both. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, keep lifting those heavy weights and hold strong.